across quiet fields and sun-drenched backyards. One humble, long-forgotten crop is quietly transforming the way farmers and gardeners grow food today, and it's a secret your grandparents would have sworn by, once overlooked and almost lost to time. This simple plant nourishes the soil, attracts buzzing pollinators, and brings life to any garden without fancy tools or expensive fertilizers. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll discover the timeless wisdom behind this crop and how it can make your garden flourish like never before. Stick around. You might just find the secret to a thriving garden you never knew existed. Meet Grandpa Eli, 78 years old, with hands weathered from decades of tilling the soil and a smile that still lights up his sun-faded farm. Every morning, he walks slowly to his garden, leaning lightly on a wooden cane, remembering a time when life was simpler and every seed had a purpose. Grandpa Eli has been tending the same small plot for over 50 years, a patch of land where history and wisdom grow alongside vegetables and grains. This isn't just any garden, it's a living memory of the past. In his youth, the crop we're exploring today was a staple in every backyard and farm across the country. Back then, Grandpa Eli says, we didn't waste a single seed. Every leaf, every stem, every scrap of soil mattered. He shows the audience how to nurture the land carefully, save seeds for next season, and plant in ways that respect the earth's rhythm. His garden is a testament to patience, frugality, and the quiet joy of cultivating life, values that resonate deeply with older gardeners who remember similar lessons from their own past. As Grandpa Eli bends over his rows of greenery, he shares little tricks passed down through generations: how to enrich soil naturally, how to attract pollinators without chemicals, and how even the simplest tools can yield bountiful harvests. His story isn't just about gardening, it's about legacy, care, and making the most of what you have. Did your grandparents grow this too? Comment below if you remember, or share a garden story from your youth. We'd love to hear your memories. Let's talk about the forgotten crop that's quietly making a comeback on farms and gardens across America: buckwheat, a humble grain that our grandparents once planted in every backyard and farm plot. In its heyday, buckwheat was a staple, valued not just for its edible seeds, but for its ability to enrich the soil, attract pollinators, and grow with minimal care. It was practical, resilient, and entirely in tune with frugal, thoughtful gardening. So why did it fall out of favor? Over time, industrial agriculture pushed out many traditional crops in favor of high-yield monocultures, like corn and wheat. Buckwheat, with its short growing season and unique texture, was largely forgotten, relegated to old farm memories and seed catalogs. Many of us may remember seeing it only in stories or photos of grandparents' gardens. But now, modern farmers and gardeners are rediscovering its power, and the results are remarkable. Why it matters today: buckwheat is a true multitasker. First, it's a soil hero. Its roots penetrate deeply, loosening compacted soil, and when tilled back, it adds valuable organic matter, feeding the earth naturally without chemical fertilizers. Second, it's a pollinator magnet. Bees, butterflies, and other beneficial insects flock to its small, fragrant flowers, boosting pollination in surrounding crops, something every garden can benefit from. Third, it's incredibly low maintenance. Buckwheat thrives in poor soils, needs little attention, and grows quickly, perfect for seniors looking for a rewarding yet manageable gardening project. And finally, it's cost-effective. Planting buckwheat requires minimal inputs, reduces reliance on expensive fertilizers, and can even be used as a cover crop to prevent weeds, saving time, money, and effort. In Grandpa Eli's backyard, buckwheat is more than a plant. It's a living lesson in sustainability, patience, and wisdom passed down from generations. Watching the crop flourish, he recalls how his own parents relied on it not just for food, but as a natural, practical solution to maintain the garden's health year after year. Today, it's inspiring a new generation of gardeners to return to these tried-and-true methods, proving that sometimes the oldest ideas are the best ones. Would you consider planting this in your garden this year? Tell us why or why not. Have you ever tried a crop your grandparents swore by? Share your experiences. Your story could inspire another gardener. to bring history back to life. Practical tip 1. Soil revival. One of the most remarkable qualities of this forgotten crop, buckwheat, is its ability to revive tired, depleted soil naturally, a secret that older generations of gardeners knew well. In Grandpa Eli's garden, soil wasn't just dirt, it was a living, breathing foundation that needed care, attention, and a little wisdom to thrive. He often recalls, a garden can't grow food if the soil itself is hungry. Buckwheat acts like a gentle, nutrient-rich helper, working beneath the surface to rejuvenate the earth without chemicals or expensive fertilizers. Here's how it works. Buckwheat grows quickly and sends down roots that penetrate compacted soil, loosening it naturally. These roots also pull up minerals that were previously trapped deep underground, making them available to future plants. When the plant finishes its cycle, it's tilled back into the ground, breaking down quickly and adding organic matter that nourishes the soil. It's like giving your garden a rich, natural meal that keeps giving for months. For seniors tending backyard gardens, this means healthier soil for vegetables, herbs, and flowers, without the strain of heavy work or complicated procedures. Grandpa Eli has a simple trick that any senior gardener can use. Plant the crop as a cover crop during off-seasons. Instead of leaving beds bare after harvest, sprinkle buckwheat seeds over the soil. Let it grow for a few weeks. Then either harvest or mow it down and let it decompose naturally. Not only does this protect the soil from erosion, but it also adds nutrients, suppresses weeds, and attracts beneficial insects. No fancy equipment required, just seeds, soil, and a little patience. Another practical method he swears by is companion planting. Buckwheat thrives alongside other vegetables, sharing its nutrient-boosting properties with neighbors in the garden. By planting it around tomatoes, peppers, or leafy greens, you can improve their growth without extra fertilizers. Seniors often find this method empowering because it's hands-on, achievable, and produces visible results quickly, encouraging them to keep experimenting and learning. The emotional beauty of this practice lies not just in healthier soil, but in reconnecting with the land in a thoughtful, sustainable way. Watching the soil regain its richness reminds Grandpa Eli of lessons learned long ago. Every plant has a purpose. Every season teaches patience, and the care you give your soil comes back to you tenfold. For older gardeners, this isn't just about gardening. It's about legacy, mindfulness, and creating a space that thrives with minimal waste and maximum love. Have you tried planting cover crops or soil boosters before? Share your experience in the comments. We'd love to see what tricks you've passed down, and your story might inspire another gardener to bring life back to their soil. Practical tip 2. Cost saving and frugality. One of the biggest reasons older gardeners are falling back in love with buckwheat is simple. It saves money, and lots of it. In a world where fertilizers, pesticides, and soil treatments keep getting more expensive, this forgotten crop quietly does the job for free. For seniors on fixed incomes or anyone practicing good old-fashioned thrift, buckwheat is a small seed with a big payoff. Back in the day, frugality wasn't a trend, it was a way of life. And gardeners like Grandpa Eli remember clearly. If the land can feed itself, you don't have to keep feeding your wallet into it. That's exactly where buckwheat shines. It grows fast, shades out weeds, and its dense canopy prevents invasive plants from taking over. That means fewer expensive weed killers and far less time spent bending or pulling, something every senior gardener appreciates. But the real magic lies in how buckwheat outcompetes pests naturally. Its flowers attract beneficial insects, the kind that eat aphids, mites, and beetles, instead of using chemical sprays. Buckwheat builds a tiny ecosystem of helpers that protect your garden for you. Even beginners can see the difference in just a few weeks. Fewer pests, healthier plants, and absolutely no chemical costs. Then there's the fertilizer savings. When buckwheat breaks down in the soil, it adds organic matter, improves structure, boosts moisture retention, and increases nutrient availability, all without a single store-bought bag. Many seniors love this because it mirrors how gardening used to be done decades ago. Simple, natural, and resourceful. Grandpa Eli's favorite frugal method is what he calls double duty planting. He plants buckwheat between seasonal harvests, not only to restore soil, but to save money long term. Every cycle of buckwheat creates richer soil, which means future crops like tomatoes, beans, and greens grow stronger with fewer supplements. It's the kind of slow, steady savings that older gardeners truly appreciate. Small efforts that build big rewards over time. Another cost-saving trick is using buckwheat as a homemade mulch. Instead of buying bags from the store, you can simply cut the plants down and lay them over the garden beds. The stems break down quickly, feeding the soil while suppressing weeds, a natural, no-cost alternative that works beautifully, especially for seniors who want easy maintenance without bending or lifting heavy loads. For many older Americans, this approach feels familiar. It reconnects them with a time when gardening wasn't about expensive products, but about using what nature already provides. It's empowering, budget-friendly, and deeply satisfying. And just like Grandpa Eli says, you don't need much to grow plenty, just the right seed and a little wisdom. What's your favorite low-cost gardening hack? Let's swap ideas in the comments. Your tip might help another gardener save money and grow more with less. Practical tip 3. Pollinator and wildlife benefits. One of the most beautiful and rewarding things about planting buckwheat is how it transforms an ordinary garden into a vibrant, living ecosystem. For older gardeners who cherish peaceful mornings outdoors, the sight of bees drifting from flower to flower or butterflies dancing in the sunlight brings a joy no store-bought product can match. Buckwheat is a magnet for these tiny visitors, and that's exactly what makes it such a powerful crop. When buckwheat blooms, its delicate white flowers release a gentle fragrance that bees can smell from far distances. These blossoms provide nectar at a time when many other plants are between flowering cycles, making buckwheat a lifeline for local bee populations. In return, bees boost pollination for all your other garden favorites: tomatoes, squash, cucumbers, berries, helping them grow stronger and yield more. For seniors looking to increase harvests without extra work, this is a quiet, natural solution. Butterflies are just as drawn to buckwheat's blossoms. Their visits help maintain a healthy garden rhythm, and watching them hover gently over the flowers brings a sense of peace and nostalgia, often reminding older gardeners of childhood summers. Even birds benefit once the flowers turn to seed. Small songbirds like finches swoop in to snack on the grains, adding charming movement and music to the yard. For Grandpa Eli, this was one of the greatest pleasures of planting buckwheat. He used to say, "A garden that welcomes life will never feel empty." Sitting in his wooden chair, he watched the garden come alive, the soft buzz of bees, the flutter of wings, the rustle of tiny birds hopping between stems. And the best part? All of this wildlife worked with him, not against him. They pollinated, protected, and enriched the garden without a drop of pesticide or extra cost. Planting just a small patch of buckwheat can create a miniature sanctuary, boosting biodiversity and improving the health of everything around it. It turns the garden into a haven, not just for crops, but for the gardener too. For seniors who spend quiet mornings tending their plants or drinking tea on the porch, these moments become a soothing reminder that nature thrives when given a little encouragement. Do you welcome wildlife into your garden? Comment with the visitors you love most: bees, butterflies, birds, or something surprising. As we close this chapter, I want to leave you with something Grandpa Eli told me the very last season we planted together. We were standing by the old fence behind his house, the one weathered by years of rain, sun, and stories, and he said, "This crop isn't just about food. It's about legacy, patience, and care for the land. When you plant it, you're not only feeding yourself, you're feeding tomorrow." Those words stayed with me for years because gardening has always been more than soil and seeds. For many of us, it's a quiet, sacred rhythm passed down through hands that have lived more life than we can imagine. Maybe it was a grandparent who showed you how to check the soil with your fingers. Maybe it was a parent who taught you the joy of harvesting something you nurtured. Or maybe you discovered it later in life and realized that tending the earth feels like tending the soul. This crop reminds me of that truth. It grows strong, steady, and generous, just like the people who taught us. Every time I see its leaves sway in the wind, I'm reminded that wisdom doesn't disappear. It gets planted in someone else's heart. That's how legacies are built, not through big gestures, but through simple acts repeated over time. And isn't that the beauty of gardening? It connects us to those who came before and those who will come after. It gives us a chance to slow down, breathe deeper, and remember that good things grow with patience. Even if life feels overwhelming, the garden gently whispers, one season at a time. So as you plant this crop, whether it's your first year or your 50th, know that you're part of something much bigger than a harvest. You're continuing a story, adding your chapter, and passing on the care that someone once gave to you, who taught you to love gardening. Tag them in the comments or share their name below. You never know, your story may inspire someone else to start planting their own legacy. Before we wrap up today's journey, let's take a moment to breathe in everything we've uncovered together. We talked about this forgotten crop, the one our grandparents grew without fuss, the one that quietly enriches the soil just by existing. A crop that doesn't ask for pampering or expensive treatments, but gives back more than we put in. It restores tired land, improves structure, and helps your garden rebound with strength and resilience. For many seniors, that simplicity is a blessing. Less bending, less buying, less battling with stubborn soil. Then we explored frugality, the kind of gardening wisdom that older generations mastered long before the word budget-friendly became trendy. This crop reminds us that good gardening doesn't require deep pockets, just the right choices. It reduces the need for fertilizers and pesticides, letting nature do the heavy lifting. A little compost, a little water, and a little patience can go farther than any fancy product on a shelf. And if you've lived long enough, you know that the best things often come from resourcefulness, not expense. And finally, we looked at its beautiful role in the larger ecosystem, how it invites pollinators, bees, butterflies, and even friendly birds, back into your space. How it turns your garden into a living, breathing community, a place where nature gathers, heals, and thrives. Many of you know the joy of stepping outside and seeing a butterfly rest on a leaf or hearing a bird call from the corner of the yard. Those small moments are reminders that gardening isn't just a hobby, it's a way of staying connected to the world. If today's video brought you value, if it reminded you of old wisdom, if it made you smile, think, or feel inspired to try something new, then go ahead and tap like. Share this with a friend who loves gardening. And make sure you subscribe to the Evergreen Seniors, where every seed comes with a story, and every story carries wisdom. Here, we celebrate gardening as more than a skill. It's memory, it's meaning, it's connection, it's community. And you're a part of that community every time you watch, comment, or share. So as you go back to your garden, whether it's a balcony pot, a small backyard, or several raised beds, take this one thought with you. Because the best gardens aren't just grown, they're remembered, nurtured, and shared.